even looking Frost in the eye, man.
Yeah, but we did get the fist bump.
We did
get the fist bump, so the beef isn't as bad as it was with Termi. Is there even beef? I don't know. Maybe it's overdone.
Maybe. Well, see how it continues to play out for now. Full Sense know that they are on the back foot, so just trying to play up the orbs as much as possible, but also diving in.
Awkward timing on the spam there from Crystal, but recovered nicely. Gets the 2K. Autumn chiming in with 1 as well. Should be enough to hold on to this round for GE. Patman goes low, but still wins his duel. So a 3-on-1 for Kahlua. And he's only got that Ghost in hand, so not exactly the firepower to win this round, but it's a decent result for Full Sense anyway. Get a plant, get a couple of kills. If he can maybe find one more here, particularly onto Patman, who is low, if he can sort of isolate that duel, then this would be a pretty expensive round for GE. Not going to happen. 3 guns go through, GE take the round, and I think both teams can walk away from that one reasonably happy.
Yeah, pretty big guns as well. Rifles, well, at least the Bulldog and the Outlaw. So pretty much either way still comfortable, and this is where you start to put a bit more of a spotlight onto Full Sense. Take a look at how they're going to play their side of things once they get into that full buy. I mean, this is where I get a bit concerned as well, Elfish. I mean, last week, Full Sense against Nongshim, 13-8. Remember that one round against Francis?
Yeah.
Frost was just pissed the hell off.
Yeah, no, I mean that was not a great round. I will give you that. Francis ace needed to be traded down a little better than he was.
It was like a 2v4 or 5 or something.
2v, well, it had to be 5, right?
Yeah,
he got the ace. So.
But okay, we'll start things off slow as well. Trips outside.
It is early days, right? So to sort of see what Full Sense is going to bring to the table here as well. Heavy conversation, of course, around Primi over on the deadlock last week. I don't think he necessarily had his best performance, so back on the comfort territory of the Jet.
Ooh.
Jit Boys was a real standout last week as well, I thought. So I think Full Sense have definitely got the pieces of the puzzle that they need to contest with GE today.
That's why I've got him on my build div. But then again, who knows? Apparently just putting them in alphabetical order gets you a win. But right now, there's always the factor of that Yoru in as well. The clone going out short, so I don't quite know. Just sending a secondary team to poke around short a little. If Jit Boys gets one more kill, let's run it back, and they can always just send it in a split.
Okay, so we're doing a split.
Another walk into the A side by the looks of things. But this time, GE have some
control.
defenses set up. Autumn being one of those, Crystal the other, not having too much success, but to be fair, did only have a Sheriff in hand. This push though from Sephiroth is going to be the difference maker, and Full Sense this time are well and truly on top in the round.
Yeah, the next Prince of Thailand, meant to be the upcoming IGL if and when Cruz departs. And he's already making his own moves right now. This is such a great hold from Full Sense. G are going to have to try to take down a couple more players if they are to take this round away, but it's not likely.
Gonna have a crack for sure. Cruz tucked in the corner, will grab an easy freebie onto Patman, and Urutan has just gone for the scenic route back into A main.
Now he's smoked off.
He's picked up a Phantom.
Uh-oh. Oh, they're gonna let him live. Yeah, I guess why not? The team's gonna be working off of not the best eco anyway. But otherwise, everything's fine and dandy still. Just standard proceedings. It's all about the slow build here in this current matchup. I was hoping for things to be a little bit more explosive, but right off the get-go, it's just a little bit of pokes around. They spotted the clone going out of short. They come in with 3. Jit Boys has a secondary split push as well. And at this point, it's all eyes on GE2 to see if they can wrangle that momentum back. Autumn 1 away from Dimensional Drift. So perhaps looking to get something done towards middle.
That's going to be a big round here for GE to see if they can hold onto the momentum. So I think it'll be a good time for us to listen in and see what GE is doing to put together this round.
Here.
Camera. Mid. I broke camera. Just playing slow, dude. They know him, yeah, they know him. Cypher beaming. One stop mid, guys.
Kali, when they dash side, he will flash here.
Everyone make young one, they might retake you. They flash me, guys. Maybe fake. I cannot kill
Okay.
him. I have info, Verza. Fake. It's only Cypher.
Watch out.
Pushing me. They push out in one. Yes. Good. Aim,
Let's go.
break your weapon.
On their way into that B site, there's the lurk over
Funny
towards
peek.
A as well. Premier just gets deleted by his counterpart. And it's not gone well for Full Sense as they have kind of just tried a contact play on both sides of the map, and neither of those contacts goes well for them. So now they're going to have to try and creep their way back out to B, see if maybe Cruz can find this pick in middle onto Autumn.
Don't think so, though. He might have made a drop.
He made noise for sure. Autumn prepared for it, but can't win
what
the
a
duel anyway.
clear.
Cruz just getting that peak as advantage, and
Okay,
Jip Boys
3v3. It's
into the B
winnable.
site now. Full Sense starting to put it together. Let's see if Harvey can hold on. Patman on his way across to try to reinforce, but doesn't want to overface the angle and will inevitably, you'd think, be getting smoked off here by Cruz.
Running out of time, too.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
Like,
They're gonna have to make
Patman's
something
gonna
happen here,
TP in
but
the smoke.
Harvey's still in the back of
8
sight. Surely this
seconds.
can't go well. Full Sense, the time pressure could be too much. Patman
Oh,
just
this
has
is
to peek and
big.
deny the plan, but he can't
Wow.
survive.
2v1.
And so Full Sense put together an extremely
What a hold.
unorthodox round.
Definitely feels odd. And GE actually did well to withstand the initial hits, too. You could hear it in the team comms. They knew that it was a fake. They were clearing out all the
Yeah, man,
initial
that 2v1,
intel gathering utility, breaking out the drones, breaking out the
it
cameras.
literally has to be like,
But as
picture
soon as the hit
perfect.
comes in, right, not out of the
If it's a
woods yet,
2v1.
Full Sense players like Jit Boys, even though they're out with the run it back, they can still
he used to get him right as the
couple
spike
players going
plan.
down, but they still manage to find
and
the
the
trades. They
live.
push in. Cruz gets that last shot at the
And
end. And
live.
that's the biggest difference maker.
I mean, these clutch rounds could actually really be a big differentiating factor between these two teams. I expect it to be a pretty close match on paper, and a lot of those kinds of matches do, in the end, get decided by which of your teams has any individual step up in any given moment. So, there's one already.
Patman gets
For Full
one.
Sense, Patman.
Big game,
Go
Patman.
back onto Jit Boys though. Start to raise a bit of a question around how
They
this
don't get the
anti-eco
gun.
might go.
I just don't expect them to be pushing out A main like that. But still, Outlaw is always going to be a big anti-eco weapon depending on where and how Primy's positioned. Looks like they might just leave him off on an insert towards short, see what he can get done. They do know that Autumn tends to be the player
Oops, gets
around short.
Patman.
They've done well to eliminate Pat, who went into line with the TP. And there it goes. Numbers brought back to Full Sense. They can have their choice pick now, but the spike dropped.
Autumn knows he's got Cruz stuck between a rock and a hard place. That
Third.
cloudburst will not keep him
2v2.
alive, but he's still done enough to bring this round maybe back into contention. Good recovery from Primy after a missed initial shot. Crystal's position noted now as well. Did prompt out that neural theft, so a little bit of you know, I guess investment from Full Sense in this round, which they maybe would have otherwise liked to have held on to.
Crystal wins this cycle ball.
But I guess better to play it safe anyway. At this point now, as long as they don't give up the 1v1s to Crystal.
He's the type of guy that can clutch these. He does have the clutch gene. We saw that last split. We've heard the conversations around it. See if he can do it again this time. Had no idea where Full Sense was set up. And so it will be a relatively easy finish to what was actually a pretty difficult round for Full Sense. 3-2. They're starting to edge their way in front.
Yeah, played it safe. I mean, you kind of knew they were on side anyways, but Full Sense played it incredibly well. Just down to all the individual trades. It does come close for sure. If Cruz had not picked up, you know, just a bit more, or Premier coming back in to bail out some of his teammates, this round could have gone differently. But it's good to see Full Sense back in this sort of form where even though like some of the initial picks don't go their way, they're able to bring things back. But here comes the big problem, the op in Autumn's hands.
Yep, this is what we were really waiting for, and this was part of the reason that you sort of highlighted. Maybe this is why they picked the Yoru. Autumn, as we know,
ATP
very
peak.
flexible player. He likes to sort of do it any which way. It might not be required this time around, though, because the rifles are getting it done. Patman Yudotan, who, by the way, fancy footwork, gets himself out of that Hunter's Fury.
Cruz
2 for 1
moonwalking.
to start things off. Harvey wants to fight for middle. He's got the backup there of Autumn as well. But like I said, it's all about the rifles in this round for GE. And Cruz, I don't think he's holding on against an onslaught like that one. So GE respond back immediately and keep the score even.
That was incredibly tight as well. As soon as they saw an opportunity, GE pounced on it. immediately with the TP peek out of middle, they get information. It kind of forces Full Sense to apply the pressure out towards short.
Great stuff from Harvey, by the way. Those shots
Yeah.
are clean.
He jiggles around the corner as well to allow for Crystal to swing off of his contact. Like, this is amazing stuff. And Full Sense just didn't really have an escape route. They didn't really have a mid-routing option in that round.
5 ultis online here for GE as well, so they're coming into this round ready for a scrap.
Gonna drag Full Sense into the parking lot. We'll see what gets done, though. I mean, immediately with the Blade Storm, and G will be happy, more than happy, to play off the back foot. They can always go in for retakes, which is why you can see a lot of the players are positioned rather defensively right now. They just want to see what Full Sense tries to poke around. Full Sense, you know, they're kind of committing into this round, but so far, not fishing up anything.
Yeah, I'd say it's a bit more of a default here from Full Sense thus far. Keeping a bit of an eye.
It's going to cost them more resources to clear out, though, and the op in hand. Ooh, that's
Just
a big
missed.
tag.
You're getting
Yeah,
info on the
as well,
up.
that B main position has been taken by Full
B
Sense.
is the
Wouldn't
weak
really be
side.
much of a surprise to GE, to be fair.
I mean, what do you do here? Like, Cosmic Divide, block off market, just get the entry in, but Crystal's backside.
30 seconds.
Nice line to be on for Autumn.
They're
Very
gonna
safe. Even if he
go-
misses a shot, he should be able to just duck back behind that wall. Cosmic Divide, though, is going to cut him off, so he has to choose whether or not he wants to play in front of it or not.
Ooh,
In
that
the end,
kill
it's
was
Crystal that
big.
is kind of sacrificed to this round for GE.
That thought
Full
was
Sense
low.
in the end will get into the site. 4-on-4. They lost a player to that Hunter's Fury. But
Chip Boys gets a kill
plan's
and
gonna go
plant.
down. You'll take that if you're Full Sense.
Pat's
But it
thinking
looks
about
like
a lurk, but either way, once they get close enough, Dimensional
is gonna
Drift,
get
the flash
ult.
to come in. This is going to be big
Clear
for GE.
market.
Autumn looking for information. Hasn't seen
Timing
too much
peak.
just yet, trying to clear out B main, but everybody's on the
Oh,
site
he's
right
still
now.
in the
GE
Euro
fighting
ult.
their way forward. Thanks to Harvey and Patman having quite a bit of success in doing so as well, and Kahlua just swings back onto the line that Autumn was holding, and there's the two-piece with the op,
Damn,
finally
Autumn.
starting to get the opportunity. So GE pull off a really nice retake.
Yeah, like you mentioned right off from the get-go, they had those ults, they had every piece needed, so nice way to put themselves back in the lead. Autumn as well towards the end there, just truly answers the call of duty. That operator of his jumping out, swinging, picking every single frag that needs to be picked. And as well as mentioned, that the flash that comes in very nicely at the end as well. I mean, they recognize that off the Dimensional Drift, Full Sense is going to try to play front, and they just quickly dealt with that. So this is going to be now broken economy for Full Sense. It's going to be a tough way to dig themselves out of this hole because you're looking at a likely 5-3. G might even start to play at the front foot, which is exactly what Autumn's trying to do towards short right now. First deterred by the smoke initially, but Pat is on a line too.
Yeah, money not great for Full Sense in this round, so you've got the hero rifle in the hands of Kahlua. Got that mid-control established very early on in the piece here. Full Sense can try and sort of force the issue a little bit earlier on in this round. I don't know about a swing into this setup, though. There's a
Flash and a
flash.
swing.
Clear the
There's two players
nano
on
and
the
top
other
mid.
Is that flash really going to catch Primi? I think he's maybe just safe enough from it, but we may not get the answer in the end. Full Sense opting to take the
Ooh.
contact play into middle.
Think they're gonna go through
Yeah, with the
market.
smoke as well, it forces G to disperse just a little. Ultimately, it's the contact to clear out market and short that matters quite a bit more for
No,
Full
they go through
Sense, but now
spawn.
they're seeing there's nothing there.
They got 40
Might be
seconds
tempted
left.
to waltz down
Ooh, this
or
is
go all the way back from spawn.
something. They are starting to telegraph it a little bit, though, with the smokes that they've
Oh, they're
put
crunching.
up. And Primi
Ooh,
goes straight
how
into
did Primi
Unitad,
get
who has a
one?
lot of work to do. Multiple
Okay,
players
trades,
from multiple
3v3.
angles will overwhelm him. Still a 3-on-3, though. Full Sense, I think, will be pretty happy with that. The only issue is
Hey,
they're going
but
to try
Autumn
and
still
go
has
into this
a
A
main
side, and
control.
Autumn is still there waiting for them.
Ooh, just a
Sephiroth
missed
picked
shot.
up by Crystal on the rotate as well, who
Damn.
and doubles down and pretty much secures the deal. So unless Cruz pulls off something, it's not really going to be much of a round for Full Sense in the end. GE get themselves
Oh,
to
it's gonna
5.
take
There
a
was a
timeout.
moment where that felt like it could shift, but in the end, clean stuff from GE to wrap that round up. 5-3. They're starting to get in control of this map now.
What? Yeah, Jordan, I have to agree. I feel like that was kind of as good as it could have gone. I feel like if GE did their homework from last week, remember against Nongshim, actually Full Sense did a very similar round where they went in all the way through the back of spawn, tried to set up some kind of a split push towards a single site. This was a variation of that, and I think GE very quickly recognized into it, which is why even though they lost initial contact with like Yudotan going down, everyone else starts to pivot back towards the tree position. And you can tell he's definitely ecstatic about it. The homework's paid off.
He's just so happy. I love it.
Yeah, it's working wonders for the team, isn't he? Alongside the rest of the
fire
coaching
out
staff
of A,
too.
nobody's
But now it's a
there.
lot of noise
But
towards
GE
middle.
are pushing
Full
out of
Sense
mid.
might have an opening from main. Worried about the smoke though, and that's what GE is banking on.
Yeah, GE might have an opening from middle here. Yudotan spotting one, but not finding the kill. Still, it's pressure, and that is going to disrupt Full Sense a little bit. They're going to have to go back and re-clear middle before they try and do anything else.
Okay, they have
Or at least respect the space that GE has
top
taken.
mid control.
Definitely need to.
A
Look at
high
where Autumn's
low.
positioned as well. He's
They
giving
peek into
himself an
mid.
escape plan with the
One
big
in tree.
crash. Meanwhile, Full Sense haven't done too much towards
Line
the
up.
lead just yet in the recent rounds. They're going to try that now with Seth.
And Autumn's going to take a timing peek.
It's a fake push, and Autumn
Ooh.
whiffs.
That was a tough shot to hit, to be fair. Jit Boys
Oh, it's a
sent back
fake.
by
It's a
Harvey.
fake. It's a
would
ruse.
be a huge cause for concern for Full Sense as they
Oh,
are
the
just kinda
timing
walking their way
peek
over
by
into B, and
Primy.
Primy, meanwhile, is on the lurk, cutting off rotates, causing a ruckus. 1 for 1 will not be enough to defend. But there's
Okay.
a question here I was going to ask
Timing work.
Patman. His timing not great in the end. Autumn also picked up. It's a case of poor timing for GE in this round. Full Sense getting the
Just
better of
holding the
a
angle.
couple of those duels. It's just Yudotan alive. Easy clean up for Full Sense.
Damn, what a call.
5 to 4. The game remains close.
They see
And it
Primy
just
and
keeps
Drip
going.
Boys.
Oh, this is so good, Jordan. I mean, this is exactly what the desk was talking about.
Timing.
The counters, the antes, but it kind of goes back and forth, right? Because
Good trade.
initially we saw, you know, a couple of rounds ago
Almost
where
swift.
Full Sense tries to send a fake off of the running
Timing
back.
peek from Autumn,
GE
punish.
immediately recognized that. They thought that it was going to be the same thing. The one thing they didn't account for would be that Primy goes a little bit deeper than they would have liked. Puts himself in an insert, catches Javi by the back, and everything just gets thrown into chaos from that point. Now they might have spotted
I
Autumn
think they saw him.
one-way smoke as well.
He's going to look to fight. Will
He's
get forced
toast.
away by the
30
molly. So
HP.
space taken by Full Sense. There's 5 players over here. They're just going to commit to the A site. They recognize maybe there's a gap in the defense there, and they will be
He
proven
would have
correct in that
committed to
assumption.
that. It was pretty
A
low.
site taken. 5 on 5 for the post plan.
Crystal still has lockdown, though. That's one thing Full Sense might need to respect. But, ooh, Spike is planted in a rather open spot. They
They're
can hold
taking
for
aggro
me if they
timing.
choose.
Whoa,
Getting
Pretty just
ahead.
gets out in front of it. He doesn't care about your
That
lockdown.
too.
Happy to take the fight before that time ticks on over
Gonna
and
have to
gives the
retreat,
advantage to
so
Full
but they have the
Sense.
man advantage.
So many numbers, too.
Oh, it's a full defense from A main though. Wonder if maybe these smokes are going to cause enough of a ruckus.
Timing.
Batman picked with a bit of util in hand there by Jit Boys. Defense looking
They
poor
got
now.
Oh, almost got
Defuse
had.
does start. Crystal is really relying on Harvey to get this job done alone. The smoke is not enough with the spam. Jit
No
Boys
time.
collects the headshot. And unfortunately for Harvey, you'd say
That's
this will be a
not
little
so
bit too much to do. He's hitting some good shots, but you're not getting past that. And that all comes from Primy pushing forward, taking the initiative, finding the 2 for 1, and unsettling Full Sense before that retake, or unsettling GE before that retake can really begin.
Exactly that, isn't it? Oh my goodness. And now we're neck and neck again, Jordan. I mean, you just see exactly how this whole round plays out and brings back to mind a lot of questions from stage 1, how GE used to operate. Yeah, last week we saw Full Sense maybe throw a couple of rounds against Nongshim, but GE is a team, we've seen these players sometimes crack under pressure. Like, composure was always
And
a thing that
Killua
Frost
needs
was
to
talking
step
about,
up.
and I wonder, now that the lead is somewhat brought back towards Full Sense, do we start to see that happen again? So far, so good, though. Just continuing to control as much of the map as possible. Mid is left open, however, but Full Sense hasn't really had the luxury to
Okay.
explore that part of the
3 and
map
A
so
contesting A because
far.
they've been
Now,
fighting
Warlock
A
from GE this
early
time
in the
outside of A.
round.
They're thinking to push through the smokes.
I think if you've got 3 players dedicated to A, you do have to make a bit of a move.
Good boy,
There's a
here's that.
sound cue.
They're gonna go
Full
B.
Sense are going to hear, and I wonder if that means they'll
Do they quick
look
rotate?
to pick the pace up over on B.
I'm not sure how I feel about the B hold, though. It's just Javi and Crystal, not much util. Maybe the Killjoy, a little nanoswarms and
Autumn's there.
turrets.
So 3 players on this site now.
Phoenix ult.
Jit
Okay.
Boys has got the runner back available.
Solo
He's going
ruse.
to, again, be the one to try to
get
gather a
one.
bit of information. He's trying to
It's even
fake the
better.
site. In fact, remember, GE was so good at figuring that out last
What a
time,
no
but
scope.
this time they do not have the pieces in place to defend this
They
A
saw
site.
the ruse.
It's just Pat. So that's free side, but he's still gonna have a go.
Oh,
Pat
Patman's gonna
wants to
take a-
down the spike carrier.
Oh, he thought about
This
it.
timing could prove imperative. Autumn's going to take the initial contact. This is
Rare
when
miss
Pat
by
might start
Premier.
to think about having a look. He's got to be prepared for Sephiroth tucked in that corner. In the end, he just lets cooler heads prevail, and that will, in the end, be a bullet in the back of his head from Kahlua, who doubles down, and Sephiroth is in
Okay,
there as well.
2v2.
Bladestorm out now for Yudotan to try to salvage the situation, and Kahlua looking to do some damage as well with that Hunter's Fury. Jip Boys has found the timing window, but the shots are not there,
And
and
it's not planted
Yudotan
for
comes
him.
up in a big way. Shock dart enough to push them off of the spike, but not enough to win the round. GE will claim another, and man, these rounds are tight.
It really is, but composure again. That's the theme of this fight. Both sides battling tooth and nail for every single round, but the one that puts the knife to the opponent's neck in this round would have to be GE. The way that Yudotan pounces on the opportunity. Although Autumn does well to hold and then the pivot back over onto the A site, it's down to this little play. The Hunter's Fury, he spots out Jip Boy's trying to go for the swing, jumps and throws in a knife at his face. Down to the little clutch situation as well. Full Sends are starting to let the rounds go all the way towards the end game, the end portion of the rounds, and that's not good. But at least they still have enough for the prize back up. Operator still in the hands of Autumn, and he's able to send that
Hey.
presence back over on the A site,
Hero
but it's a short
one.
opening.
That was gnarly. Primi, instant flick, instant headshot. That is the danger going up against a player like him, but immediately running into the op.
Hey,
Crystal
Cruz with the
on a
layers.
bit of an exploratory mission in towards middle, doesn't like what he
Doesn't
finds.
break the door.
Full Sense close to equalizing this,
What a
but
solo.
RB with a kill through from the Hunter's Fury, and
Oh.
now Yudotan gets the better of Jit Boys. So maybe GE are going to find a way to clasp a victory from the
today.
jaws of
Go
defeat
B,
in this
go B.
final round of the half.
Look at
They're all
Cruz.
here.
True.
But he has to play patient, though.
Hey.
If he goes too far
Just
ahead,
to
it's
get them
3
before they
players.
know.
Can he take them all down?
I mean, if he even just gets 2, if he gets a 2-for-1 and that plan's gone
He
down
just
on B in
holds
the
this
meanwhile, he
position.
could still get his money's worth. That's
Oh.
none from Cruz. Unbelievable. Autumn turns around at the perfect time, and now Sephiroth's job, you'd say,
He had
is
the
nigh
nastiest
impossible.
lurk.
You just can't do that. 6 HP in a 1v3. Every little corner on this site is now paper thin.
If he just
He's
holds a
gonna get
position
chewed
and waits till they
through.
run with their knives out,
So a
but
very bold position to play from for him. You'd look at it and you'd say
Hindsight's
that's a one and
2020.
done. They're going to have to make a real error in judgment and not clear it, which in the end doesn't happen. So GE convert themselves a pretty comfortable round victory, and in the end, a solid first half, 7-5. You have to take it.
Yeah, that's the lead right there. I'm starting to think about the next maps that we have. G played that summit. Yes, it was kind of a kooky composition. Sure, the Teo, everything, but
they picked into it.
yeah, they picked into it. I do wonder if Full Sense off of that tape have come up with anything, but that's, you know, all reserved for the upcoming ones.
Who's to say they're going to run the same thing again as well? Like, the
That's
map
true.
is really in its infancy. I don't think you can be taking the first
Halftime.
sort of official game as gospel of, oh, this is exactly what this team's can be running for the rest of the season on this map. So yeah, that'll be a bit of a question mark in the back of the minds of Full Sense. Haven't seen really any timeouts in that first half though from either of the coaches. So I guess in a sense you'd look at that and say maybe the game is kind of going to plan for both teams. Obviously it's been a bit back and forth, but haven't needed to necessarily make any major adaptations or change-ups. Happy to let the teams kind of duke it out and hold those timeouts in reserve for this second half. So this will be where now, I think in the second half, the layers are going to start to intersect a little bit. We're going to have a little bit more to think about. It's a close scoreline. It's a map that could still go either way. We've got 4 timeouts available. Everyone's going to be investing everything into this half.
For sure, Jordan. I mean, like, especially once it goes into this half where G is on the attack, things are going to get slowed down quite a bit more now that, you know, Autumn's on that Yoru as well. But
I mean, on the contrary, once he gets that ulti,
okay,
you know,
that's a different thing.
You can full send into a site with that.
Takes a little while before he gets there, but yeah,
Sure.
that's a combo between the Yoru, the Sova, things like that. But meanwhile, for Full Sense, I mean, that was a like little whiffed flash that Jit Boys had, and that's why he lost that kill towards, I think, was it Yudotan or someone else
Okay, big
up
pistol.
around a
Yudotan.
cage.
Yeah.
It was really unfortunate, but I guess that's why there's no real timeout yet. Macro-wise, everything's kind of going accordingly for both coaches, both teams.
So it would seem. 7-5 though. Slight edge for GE. See if Full Sense can nab the pistol to negate some of that early advantage in the second
They're
half.
clearly setting a trap play from mid.
Just easy TP through. Full
Off
Sense trying to
contact
play
Phoenix
back button off
Slash.
the
It's
back.
taking their
Have they been
timing.
spotted by the turret? Yes, they have.
Really only got Sephiroth on this side, and he is just
Sephiroth in hell.
ducked under the balcony,
Sees that
hoping
they're
that he can
splitting
try and maybe find a
sides.
1-for-1. Cage is going to go up. He's holding for the reinforcements.
Oh,
and,
if he doesn't get a
it
kill.
might be really down to
I
Sephiroth
was
to
about to
actually hold
say.
the fort because the reinforcements weren't doing much. GE
They're
on
gonna
their
flood.
way in to another pistol round win. 7-5 very quickly. You'd think should be turning it to 8
Boys.
as they pick up the second half pistol, and Full Sense now might be in a bit of a spot of bother.
Definitely. This
Yeah,
is
and this
GE
seems like
feeling
GE's not
extremely
picked.
confident. These guys are definitely fighting, Jordan.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my god, they just waltzed through Catwalk, made as much noise, Elephant feeding all throughout the map. Full Sense tries to fast flood back, but because of the turret off from top mid, G was not worried whatsoever. Sephiroth was meant to be the linchpin of that round for Full Sense, but I gotta admit, that hold from him looked kind of lazy. He missed every single right click, man. You can't do that.
No investment, of course, from Full Sense in this round, so expecting the scoreline to balloon out to 9-5.
Full
That's
pistol.
Do they run
doing
into
it
the
for Jit Boys. It's
Marshall?
probably not going to be giving us too much to get excited about. I mean, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a hill to climb now for Full Sense.
Marshall towards the back end. Killa's definitely a little bit concerned about that. Crystal's just going to
Killa
continue
has to
building up
move.
whatever advantage he can. Who's going to get the spike plant, though? That's the main one. I would have thought it would have been Crystal, perhaps, but they just want to leave him marking the back of A main. So maybe an extra olive point for Pat doesn't matter too much. But right now, this hold is not one that Full Sense can break through. Still going to try, though, just for the exits. Play every single lane. But that Marshall is going to take them down bit by bit, so maybe doubling up towards tree or short if they can take down Autumn. At least another ult point, but not
Good
even
shots.
that.
Good
Jit
tag.
Boys is low.
Yeah. It'll be another ult point, but not for Full Sense. For
Oh!
Autumn, in fact, and you told me this Yoru ulti, it took a while to build up.
Yeah,
Well,
nerf
it's
Yoru-
not too far
nerf
away
Yoru.
now.
I'll be damned. Oh my god, look at this guy. It's only round 2 of the second half. He's already 3 points away from his ult. That's your boy right there.
That's my boy.
One enemy remaining.
Don't get me too excited. I might start singing the Australian national anthem.
Farm!
Is that what it sounds like?
That's absolutely
Oi, oi,
not
oi.
what it sounds like.
We're gonna go again. And look at this. Because of minimal damage sustained, GE has all the rifles in this round.
And it doesn't look like they're messing around either.
Fake clone?
Bit of presence already being shown over towards that B site. You've got Tripwire City. Autumn,
Fake clone
despite not running
punish.
into one of those, is going to cop a headshot. So early signs in this
Bro,
round
even
look
Crystal's
like maybe
laughing
Full
about
Sense
it.
might start to pull it back.
Oh, they got the right stack
Hey.
so far. Primi's able to pivot around because he's playing.
They still have
towards the
trips
bottom of
up.
the middle. Drone comes back into re-clear, only spots one player. Full Sense knows where this hit is going to.
Okay, they have a mini cross off of contact. Gets info. I think he at
Tag
least
already
sees
onto Jit
two.
Boys, forced away as well by that
He's
paranoia. The space
moving.
opening up, but Yudotan has no idea that
Oh.
Cruz is tucked in the corner. Full Sense coming back into their
Hey,
own.
they
Their
just
first
secured
gun
a
round
round.
of the second half. Looking to be a good one. This is the exact kind of round as well you need to start this half off with. Build the economy up, feel a bit confident, you know, start to get the ball rolling. Otherwise, GE could well have run away with this map, but it is
30
by no
seconds
means
left.
over yet.
Yeah. I mean, hey, on the flip side of that coin, right? Like, if GE had that bonus round, I dare say this map was done.
I agree. I think that would have been a bit of a bridge too far for Full Sense to come back from. But the fact that now Full Sense pull this back, 9-6, deficit's not too bad.
10
Again,
seconds left.
remember, a couple of timeouts in the back pocket as well, so lots of opportunity to think should things start to go wrong.
And that alt's still building up for Autumn. Crystal as well, Javi too. Like, it's just gonna continue building, and then in those rounds, Full Sense really need to look to even out the score, which is why this round was so crucial for them, and it's why Cruz with that hold around the smoke. He actually did a similar thing against Nongshim again just last week, but oh, this was a fake clone.
I mean, it sort of worked until it didn't, you know.
ไม่มีใครเล่นใกล้เป็นเรื่อง
Nice try.
ได้
But either way, good way to hold, but it makes you think if Full Sense will stick with their current setup, a 3-2 split, and G trying something different.
Yeah. Time now to hear what Full
Hey,
Sense
G,
has
you're
to
that
say
mean.
about this round.
Hey man, seeing if there's any aggro
คอนกลางอยู่คอนกลางอยู่
from Full Sense.
ได้อยู่ได้อยู่ได้อยู่ได้อยู่เอ้ยมาเอ้ยแค่หันข้ามกำลังไปด้วยมัน
ได้ตัวหนึงมันเดินกลับมาท็อปมิด
กำลังไปด้วยก่อน
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm
พี่จอย
grenade.
พี่จอยหน้า
ช็อ
ที
ตวิ่งมาหน้าช็อต
เอาดับพังแถบเอ
ต้
เหรอ
น่าจะเจอ
Yeah, there's nobody on B side.
พังแถบเอครับปรับเอ
ได้ช็อตมาแล้ว
มันพังแถบกูเฉ
ท็อย ปมิดท็อปมิดท็อปมิดเจช็อต
ได้พังแถบกูไม่ได้พังแถบกูไม่ได้พังแถบ
And it's just all about trying to piece it
Buddy
together as much as
really
possible.
has
They heard the
ults to
orb,
work
now
with.
they hear footsteps out
Less
towards A
Autumn.
short. That's what Cruz was calling out to the rest of the team, but GE good to
Gets a
apply more
kill.
pressure towards B site, but does Full Sense bite the bait? They do for the time
So
being,
they're leaning towards
but
A.
there's not much else. They should be happy to pivot real quick right back over onto the A site, and that's why you do see Killa
Hey.
beginning to make some moves around.
Ooh.
Bit
What
of
a
delay
weird wall.
utility with the Phoenix.
Yeah,
Gets
that
the
drone went
kill,
through,
gets
but
out.
again, Jit Boys up close and personal.
30 seconds.
Able to get that opening pick.
They're gonna
and
go mid to
now
market.
GE kind of left wondering, where do we go? There's 20
Ooh,
seconds
that's
left in this
big.
round. They're walking their way up through middle. It is
Uh-oh.
imperative that Crystal picks
Oh,
up
the
that kill,
Euros
because
in A.
now that throws the fox among the hen house. Full Sense have no idea where GE are going.
They
I
had
think
full
GE at
control
one
of the
point maybe
round
didn't know where
until
they were going,
Cruz
but 10
died.
seconds on the clock. They are going to get into the A site. They're going to get a plant, and
That's a
Full
4v4
Sense completely
retake.
rotated off. That is a minor miracle pull from
Pull up,
GE.
though. Drip Boys does have run it back for a retake.
Okay, well, we'll see if he can make
That
anything
could have been
happen
a big
here.
kill.
Primi, Jit Boys both finding themselves an entry, but Autumn comes
Autumn with
alive.
3 to the
Drops
smoke.
two. Oh, is it enough though?
1v1.
1v1 now for Patman, who used to be Postman Pat, but this time he
that's
cannot
big.
deliver. Full Sense.
Damn, Autumn with
Get the
3 to the
defuse.
smoke.
9-7. They're
With the
coming back.
Vandal?
Beautiful way for Full Sense to come in hot off of that retake. They were definitely bamboozled for the better half of that round for a bit. But immediately as they come back over, thanks to that run it back, thanks to the initial contact, despite Autumn's best efforts at actually doing more of the damage through the smokes, Full Sense were still the ones to deliver that coup de grace against GE.
Yeah, that's nice from Autumn, but unfortunately,
One
enough
last
done.
player standing.
Clean from Sephiroth. Great crosshair placement. Good reaction. Full Sense slowly but surely working their way back into this map. It, as we said, was expected to be a close matchup, and I think that's very much getting delivered upon here.
Okay, half buy
9-7,
from GE.
another sort of half buy from GE. Cruz is under pressure, but he's got the help, the backup from Jit Boys. There's gonna be
Damn,
a hot
what a
hands through.
kill.
And, well, GE are not going to slow down at all.
The Jit
Oh,
Boys
seems to
is
be
getting
somewhere
2.
where there's someone else here. Yeah,
Oh,
he
he
knows.
knows.
Oh,
And
no!
he still loses
He
the-
knew, but he second-guessed himself. And now it's falling apart. GE out of nowhere might be getting a
Bro.
sneaky round unless Primi can do
Austin's
Primi
gonna
things.
beat up his desk.
It's going to be tough, though. I
And
mean,
he
where is
has
he
an
going to
op.
figure
He's
out?
there
Oh,
fast.
he is.
Oh, he's missed!
Oh.
That's not a Primi thing! Primi doesn't miss! But apparently he does.
I am speechless.
I mean, I think he was a little bit surprised that Crystal was there, frankly.
He considered it, though. He had the crosshair in the right spot. It was just off by a little bee's dick.
I mean, that's how it goes, I suppose. Sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. This round just got a little bit too chaotic, a little bit too fast. And
And
GE
whiff
are
by-
thriving in that.
The whiff by Jit Boys as well. You're absolutely right. And I think this is what GE intended to do as well. I mean, it was a half-buy round. They went all in trying to pick up the pace, definitely firing things up, and this is now our first timeout
I can't believe
of
it.
the series.
I can't believe this took 17 rounds to get to our first timeout. You know, there was so much conversation, obviously, about the coaching setup, Frost going over to Full Sense, and Platoon taking over for GE, and that head-to-head, and all of that, and we haven't had any impact so far from the coaches, at least directly in the server today. Now
double
it's their
digits.
chance.
Double
So-
digits is that red light.
Here's where you can sort of just drop it on the table if you're Full Sense or if you're Frost and say like, I am the guy, I am him. You call a timeout here, win 3-4 rounds in a row, and all of a sudden that's where the conversation shifts.
That's pretty cool, by the way. FPX jersey, because that's Autumn's previous team. Autumn is absolutely frying right now as well, by the way, on that operator, on the attack. And now that
Here.
double alt combo is in play.
Peaks now.
This is going to be big for GE. Full Sense, I can see why the timeout is called now, but I don't know if they're going to be able to react accordingly. A bit of a trap play towards B main, though. Flashes at the ready.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Dimensional Drift plus Hunter's Fury.
Oh no, they could all line up for it.
That combination is so potent, but so far not quite working out. Autumn recovers first. Primi drops,
Damn,
now
Autumn.
Kalua as well. And Autumn, you said he was frying. Well, he has cooked up a meal in this round as well for GE. They're into the B
Since they're
side.
gonna lose this match.
3-on-2, Sephiroth half HP, Plant going down. This is GE's round to lose.
One enemy remaining.
But they've done well to withhold against that little cage play attempt from Sephiroth. Nothing to be had in this round for Full Sense now. They had some ideas off of the timeout. However, even though the Hunter's Fury doesn't exactly collide against the setup that Full Sense had, it does well enough to throw them into disarray.
Yep.
Everyone just comes in to pick them apart. This is, I can't lie, this stings.
Yeah, I mean, it was disruptive enough to kind of allow that space for Autumn as well, wasn't it, right? Like, he got jumped on by Primi, but Primi just couldn't get his gun out in time, and Autumn lands the shot, doubles down, and now GE are up to 11-7. This is probably worst-case scenario for Full Sense. You've just called a timeout, you've just lost the round. So what do you do? I mean, you've got another timeout in the back pocket here, but like by the time you use it, the game might be over.
Nothing you could do, man. This is Frost's darkest timeline. This is Frost versus you versus everyone. That's his social handle, by the way, everyone. I mean, his team is now broke. That's one thing. I don't know what else the timeout could do, but like, Autumn's back in with an outlaw.
Cruz saved an Odin.
Oh,
Woo! Let's see what he can do.
1v5.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like it might have to be something to that effect, right? You just don't have a whole lot to work with. Chip Boys have got the runner back, sure, but what's he really going to do with a pistol?
Frost was just not gonna take this lying down, but given the result, I can only imagine what that headspace, what that mental space feels like right now. GE though, look at them, so comfortable, doing their due diligence. They clear out main, they use the clone to fake out to clear so many of the trips, bait out reactions from Full Sense. That's a blaze wall now gone. So they consider that they're
Still setting a trap play for
hiding
mid.
around, but probably not on site, right? No one shot at the clone.
Not really taking any map space.
Pat's applying pressure towards a site. Full Sense not biting though, but the main thing still
Flash,
firepower.
Well, the firepower from Chip Boys.
Oh.
Hold on! Maybe there, actually, as he gets that headshot in onto Crystal. He's helped out by
He's
Sephiroth
on
as well.
site.
Is there another twist and turn
Over 3 retake.
in this map? We have to
They
wait
grab
and see.
guns.
Plant yet to go down, obviously, for GE. They
They clearly
have a
need
whole
this
lot of
round.
tools, actually, to defend this post plant. I mean, no paranoia, no flashes.
Autumn's got big damage. That's surely got to be something.
They got a shoot gun good, basically,
Yeah.
to hold this. And
Chip
Chip
Boys
has got
has
to run it
all-
back, so they're going to have to shoot gun even better. This is essentially a 5-on-3, one of which has now been dealt with. So
Didn't
back to
really
the
take
4-on-3
space for
full
the
sets, but
team.
info is info. Harvey and Autumn, though, connecting, and that firepower apparently is enough. They shoot gun really good in GE.
Just waiting for the replay so I can recap it.
Match point.
He walk in B. He hold B from stairs. He see Full Sense. He click He killed.
Him shoot good.
Really, really good.
Nice setup as well, obviously. Just sort of swinging off the contact, swinging off of one another. The coverage was nice. It's a nice crossfire there as well.
That's practically it.
One enemy.
Despite Full Sense's best attempts. I mean, look at that little creep crawl from Jit Boys too as well.
Chill.
Dude, Platoon is on that interview with Vic. Like,
Yeah.
he was hiding it so much. But
He was in politician mode.
now in
he's
the coaching booth.
He's in football hooligan mode now. Well,
What a politician, man.
this is the last round, potentially, of the map. It feels like it kind of is. Full Sense have not delivered on this defensive side at all.
5 rounds in a row for OT. It's Premion and Operator. Oh.
Oh, Premion and Operator, he's pretty good.
Down B.
Lockdown as a reaction.
that's what I was
G
about.
has options to head back out towards middle if they want to.
Is GE just going to push through mid here and try and take the fight to Full Sense, or are they going to reroute back into B? Spike needs to be picked up by Crystal at some point here. They're going to opt to take the, I would say, percentage play. Patman up over the top of the wall. Catches Kalua as he just backs off.
Phil
That
is
is
just having
cheeky.
a horrible
So back
day.
to the 4-on-4.
Okay. Meanwhile,
Damn,
for Full
nice, and-
Sense, pixel angles, but they didn't expect one to be still left
Yeah,
around
one play
market, and
Astra.
that's Yudotan.
Not
They are
sure
trying to
about it.
take him back. They managed to catch him,
Okay, some trades.
but
We're
still
not
onto
making
the
really
site.
any
Pat
progress
is
on
up by
site.
logs.
Yeah, that Blaze Wall holding them at bay for now. Crystal and Patman doing the same. Autumn will drop. Nuke it on the block. Sephiroth to try to keep the game alive against the
it's
clutch
pretty low on
minister
time.
himself, Crystal. Like I said, he's been here time and time again, and now he's got the info. As Sephiroth got the idea, Crystal early damage and finishes the job. 13-7. Global Esports will take map 1. And you know what I have to say about that? When it is autumn
Damn, that
time
looked
in
like GG's
Australia,
map pick.
it's a little bit too warm for Frost, and that might be the case in the server as well today, because Autumn did cook Full Sense. The question is, can Full Sense still come back into this series? Well, we'll have to find out at some point, but man, what a display from GE. They looked far and away the better team. I don't think you can put that down to Full Sense screwing up. You know, they didn't throw that game. GE was just better.
Well, it's very minute things. I think the first half, even early portions of the second half, it looks like both sides were even, but down to some parts where you started to see little flashes not hitting the way they needed to, losing the economy, momentum being lost, right? You've just lost your advantages in some of these rounds. You've given up things like the Dimensional Drift, Hunter's Fury combo to GE. That's what separates the two teams at some point. So I can't really fault Full Sense too much either. I don't know if this was really like a difference in coaching styles even. It's just GE had more things going right for them. They played a little bit better as well. Autumn was hitting insane shots, making the right calls, pushing up onto the sites, and getting deep lines where Full Sense don't expect him. Pat even, especially in that last round, you saw him TPing up onto the top of the ledge, gets vision in towards the back of spawn. Full Sense did not expect him there. He was positioned by logs as well. That's another position that Full Sense didn't expect him by. So you just can't afford to be making mistakes in a crucial match like this where it's not just beef even, right? We gotta think about champs points as well. Both sides are rather even right now. But we'll toss it back over onto the desk.
First map win for the GE Fighting squad here in a very convincing fashion, and I can see why you want your players to be comfortable. They looked so comfortable on Ascent. With Full Sense, you could see some of the plans they were trying to execute there, but a lot of it wasn't coming through. A lot of small mistakes that ended up snowballing and paying the price for it.
For me, look, I think massive credit to GE. I think they had a lot of things go nicely for them in this game. Double pistol, but they're stealing away Thrifties. I think their comp is really solid. Loving Autumn back on that Yoru. And then I just think that they understood the game plan of Full Sense. I think they figured it out early. They adapted appropriately. And I was very, very impressed by how they handled themselves, especially individually in that server. There was no weak moment here, especially on that defender side. It felt really rough to attack into if you're Full Sense.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you saw saw at the start there, Full Sense got the better end of the opening kills, but the post plants were really rough for them. They were having a lot of trouble with GE's retakes. I think Full Sense, the attacking side, they got a fair bit of value out of it due to playing quite tricky, which we'll kind of cover a little bit in some replays in a minute. But at the end of the day, this is the map where GE, you know, we talk about the prep advantage or the coaching head-to-head a lot coming into this matchup. You've already seen Full Sense play this comp against Nongshim. GE will have had a little bit of film there, and they've been the team that's actually made the adjustment coming into this particular game, which in general, a lot of teams have benefited from playing against a team that is coached by Frost, because we know Frost is the guy that if he's seen your game plan and you run the same thing into him again, he's going to punish you for it.
Oh, absolutely. And they were talking about how well they know each other. Frost has often talked about this too. He knows or thinks he knows how G is going to play and how in turn he's going to prep for them. He's quite infamous for it, actually. So it didn't really come through, though.
Yeah, now look, so Full Sense's game plan here was definitely a little bit weird from what we see from other double duelists. Look at how split apart they are. It's all about fakes, it felt like, in this first half. They use the Phoenix ult, but he goes into B-side on his own, looking for pressure, looking for a duel, but nobody's there to follow him. Most of the team are back over in A main. It's all about dragging and pulling retakes. So they want to move them to B, then they hope they can win this fight on A, drag them to A, but it doesn't work, and they have to go back towards B. Now, look at this. This looks like an unwinnable round if you're Full Sense. 5v3, you only really have B main to work with, but they managed to find and isolate these duels. This is what Full Sense normally do so well. This is a round where they got away with it. I think they stole this round away from GE, but they couldn't quite find that consistency.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, you talked about the info denial of the mains and kind of playing mind games a little bit. I think this was a good example of it. You see the Cypher camera there. You see the flash in towards A main. It's very clear that the game plan is to prioritize taking these areas and take information away from the defense. And from there, leave them guessing about what your plans will be as you head in towards the mid to late round. And a great way to do that is just to end the round with a Cosmic. This time, you see Full Sense commit into this A execute, and it seems like it's going reasonably well for them. They don't end up winning this round, if I remember. Again, this was another one of those great GE retakes. You see Patman is ready for the lurk there of Cruz, but this is what I mean when I say that Full Sense was quite tricky this game, because they were denying info in the mains, and in this round, they have the Cosmic yet again later on in the half, and they use it completely differently. This time, they deny info in A main. GE responds better later in the half by hard clearing all of this A main space, as you saw there on the right side of your screen. And Full Sense, again, similar to what we saw from the Phoenix Soul earlier in the half, once again throw a lot of pressure towards A with the drone, with the Phoenix ult that Jitboys is going to use running into the site to try to pull out the rotates with the Cosmic invested. But this time you see over here on the minimap, the rotation from Full Sense is actually to end towards A. So you can see throughout their entire attacking half, they were very tricky. They were constantly denying info, running fakes, trying to give GE the runaround to get a positional advantage, but it didn't actually convert into them winning very many post plans.
I think for me, that's full credit to GE. They understand if you want to pull off all this trickery with double duelist, it's expensive. It costs you a lot of utility, and then they still have a big advantage in that retake. I thought the adjustments from GE were really excellent to prioritize those retakes, and we saw how well it worked for them.
Oh, definitely. And it was a lot more neck and neck in the beginning of Ascent, but as we went on, GE really started pulling ahead, and a large part of that is thanks to Autumn on the Yoru.
Yeah, I thought he did an excellent job here. I love that they went back to the Yoru. I think especially with that little buff that we've seen in the current patch that we're on, is definitely room for it, and Autumn is so good with it. It lets him play those scoped weapons where he's so good, and let Yudatan be free to be aggressive also with that rifle.
I think that Yoru is coming kind of back into the meta a little bit. I'm liking some of the adjustments patch-wise that we've been seeing. We're not hard buffing initiators. We're giving them an extra 10 seconds. We're getting extra 5 seconds on the gate crash. It's getting a little bit better to give you a bit more of a choice, and I think people are starting to adapt the Yoru back into their game style a little bit. For Autumn in particular, we talk about the earlier editions of GE, even coached by Frost. He was playing solo Yoru as a duelist. This time, with a secondary duelist pairing, he has the ability to frag a little bit more on an agent he's already comfortable on. And, you know, funnily enough, he's probably one of the only players on GE that doesn't seem to have an issue with Frost, but he's kind of playing like he does, to be honest. He's kind of playing like he has a point to prove in that first map. That's one of the better maps I've seen from him in quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny how things work out, but great for Autumn, the Soul Australian, the Soul of Australia. So I'm really curious actually about how Sunset, our last map, if we get there, will be between these two teams, because both of them are familiar with each other on Summit, however, brand new map. Global Esports had a really interesting first showing of Summit just last week.
Yeah, look, their attacker side left a lot to be desired, but they had that massive comeback on the defense. I wonder if this is something that they stick with, if they like this style, because I felt like that there were real moments where I thought, oh, this comp definitely has some legs. I think they could have gotten more rounds on the attack, but we have to speak about prep advantage. Global had it for that first map. Full Sense definitely have it here. They haven't had to show a Summit, and Global have. So I wonder how much that will play into it and what the ante will look like here coming from Full Sense.
Yeah, I think for GE, there was a lot of good ideas on attack that didn't end up really converting into very many rounds. RQ were fantastic at putting those retakes together. Saw a big comeback on that defensive side in the second half. So I want to see if GE is going to keep that same comp because, again, they know better than anyone that Frost will have watched that game against RRQ. They've had to show a lot of tape, having that been a very, very long game that went into overtime. Are you going to run that same approach here? And you pick Summit here as well as Sunset. These are two maps at the end of the veto that GE have already shown in this stage or recently quite a lot. So that's going to be where Full Sense will now start to swing the prep advantage in their favor.
But I do wonder, yes, they did show it and they did find success. Did they go to overtime? It went really long either way against RQ there. But at the same time, they've had a whole week to work on it, and they brought in the coaching staff with Fields and Amex here. We got a lot of heads working on new strats for Summit.
Yeah, absolutely. For GE, this is the same comp, but the only difference is this time they aren't running the Gecko. Patman is going to be on the Sky instead, even though some of the strats did seem to focus a little bit around using the Thrash and things like that. For Full Sense, this is a comp we've seen already quite a bit on this map. We've seen this in China. I think this is the FPX comp, or very similar to the FPX comp. You've seen a lot of value out of the Teo and the Rays so far on this map, and it's something that we haven't been seeing from a lot of teams in Pacific.
Yeah, also, you do have to say, it's going to be tough for Kahlua. Attacking with that Teo into a Veto can be very difficult. Veto is so strong against all of that Teo utility. So let's see how much they can get done in this first half, especially because defending for GE was so good against RRQ.
And, going back to the drama a little bit, Patman, when he has a little bit of a revenge map, he tends to pop off. And I think he's really good on Flash Initiator. So let's see how this goes as we roll into Summit. It's back to our casters, Quack and Jordan.
Yes, indeed. This is going to be a fun one. I mean, Summit, I think it's just such a wild card at this point. I really respect the fact that GE have picked into it, and I think it's even more impactful now that they've won map 1, because surely you've got to be feeling the pressure here if you're Full Sense. You've lost map 1, you're going into the newest map in the pool. Maybe you don't really have a great grasp on it yet, and you're basically fighting for your life in this series on a real question mark of a map.
That's why it all comes down to Full Sense and what the team can put together. I mean, the Frosted Wall, you look at him in that coach cam, it's painted all over his face, dude.
Yeah.
The pressure. He's so locked in, he's not emoting whatsoever. But, it's down to the players as well. I mean, beef or not, everyone's just playing incredibly well today. And Full Sense, maybe buckling at the knees a little bit, like you mentioned. It's starting to get a little bit warm and hot under the collars, but Full Sense will do their best on the attacking side to kick things off. Astra Stars to conceal their movements, but
double duelist on Full Sense.
Autumn once again has the opportunity, and he does start well. That is exactly what you want to see. That hot form continuing from map 1 to map 2, of course, helped out. Another kill goes through for GE, and it is all about Autumn in the pistol. A 2K. Full Sense, not the start they want on Summit.
Definitely not. They're trying to mid-round pivot back over onto B side as well, but I feel like at this point, GE is just reading every movement. Yudotan might even be able to get
space as a team.
To
ooh, we saw the foot.
Oh no, Cruz can't even get a shot.
You
it
saw
feels like a bit of a
tail.
foregone conclusion at this point, but at least Kahlua can try and get that plant down. See what he can make of it. Maybe
Kahlua
find
needs
another
at
kill or
least
two, get another
one
ult
to
point
get
because
going.
That is low. So that'll be a fight that goes the way of Kahlua. He gets something more out of it, but kind of grasping at straws to have any sort of silver lining to that round. That was a bit of a drubbing from GE.
Couldn't agree more. Just again, Autumn is on one today. There's no other way to put it. I mean, just look at how he immediately does well to receive that contact. lets the Primi fly past just the waylay. And if this keeps up, I mean, thinking about this composition as well, right? Like, although it kind of looks odd on paper, it just fits every player on this team pretty effectively. He can still be on those
Smash is a lot
weapons,
slower than I
TP
thought it
with
was going to
crosscut
be.
if he needs to. Pat onto the sky now just is a little bit more freed up to move around.
Similar approach here for Full Sense, although they have that
Maybe
lurker
for an
cruise
orb.
over towards B this time. Just wanted the orb.
I guess that's the macro game that Frost and Cruz are pretty adept at playing.
They
But
broke their own door.
for a round like this, it's a pretty tall task to think
Interesting.
that they can, come in with a thrifty. They're up against Yudotan on the site itself. Crystal on an off angle.
Big Cruz.
Not easy. No, they're just gonna
two?
go down to the blender. Immediately stalled right at the choke point.
Yep, there's no entry allowed into B.
Primi even refracted back. He couldn't get out or fish for much other info. And if you're trying to rotate now, this is way too obvious.
I mean,
Each
that
choke
Boomba has
has one
completely
player.
cleared out B main. So,
One enemy
nothing really to be said apart
Not
from
bad,
Patman.
Patman.
Definitely delivered there.
Damn.
Yeah,
Saw
true.
Frost on the other side. Was like,
anti-eco. So it's nice shooting.
I'm
It's nice
him.
shooting. Yeah, but let's not get too excited yet.
I want to see the reaction though.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Give us something.
Bang.
Say something, Pat. Give us a
Man,
tank.
you
and
gotta
a ball.
stand up.
No? Boring. Boring. I'm bored.
You're bored. I'm sure there's going to be something that will get you excited about this series still. Get the guns out in hand for Full Sense. This is where it starts to get a bit more serious. It's nice and easy to get past the anti-eco for GE, but this is where things have to take a bit more of a serious turn.
So
Yudotan
Frost
up
gonna get
close and
punished.
personal, but it's Patman again.
They have to accelerate.
Now this feels a little more impactful as he's picked up the opening kill. A site is starting to be taken.
Hey, nobody is
GE
one
was
shot
so
to
good
this
on
not
their
long.
retakes.
Exactly, right? Which is why I guess Full Sense are trying to play up threat as well, but look at how the Seekers reveal everything. Autumn takes one down. Gets out scot-free.
Now, Primi really trying to push the issue here. He knows that he has to be the X-Factor player to make some kind of difference. Kalua's sort of trapped in the back of the site here alongside Primi, and there's
Full
just
Sense are
util
gonna get bonus.
thrown at them time and time and time again, and even a satchel now as well. There's just no
Primi?
safe place to stand at
Ace?
all. It's all on
Bang.
Primi, and that's a sharp shot. Skeet
Bang.
shooting onto Yudotan.
Bang.
Oh, Primi! Out of nowhere!
No way. And he has the read.
And
He has
now
the
it's Autumn
read.
to
That's
rain on his parade.
easy.
Oh, that would have been the highlight of all highlights, but Autumn is
Damn, he
giving him a
almost
piece
saved
of
it.
his mind. You can see him there in the cams.
A second
Very
left.
pleased with that, saying, don't worry about it, boys. We've got the bonus.
That's crazy.
He's doing it for the boys as well. That's truly what does it for GE. Like, this is so odd because with all the interviews we've heard and everything, like, Full Sense was talking about not wanting to rely on Primi's, ace factor too much, but here it is, and it's kind of needed, right? Every single point of entry, every single hold they tried to have in the rounds all got thrown apart by GE. The satchel and the smoke, who's not able to pick off an off angle. And it's just down to this little 4K that gets thrown apart by power of friendship and G and Autumn. We go into the next round now, and let's have a listen in. Full Sense how they're able to put this round together.
ฝ่ายกันเพื่อนตัวไม่มีใส่ได้เคียวน่าจะมีคนแลบอยู่ซ้ายมือเราเนี่ยนะล็อกอยู่เข้าปะล่ะรอเขาแท็บไปเรื่อยๆได้ปะแท็บยิงแท็บนะเราคิดไปต่อนะเว้ยยิงแท็บ
Hey, G's taking space. They're about to get some info.
ล็อกโทฟี่ได้เจนให้เก่งงานมันในไฟได้ไม่อยากแข่งเข้าท็อฟฟี่กันนะเดี๋ยว
Oh, they satchel over. They don't know. But
Well, Full Sense. Well, they might actually just work their way into B, but instead they look like they're going to go
they're
around the
going
world.
spawn.
Release into the
There's
defensive
45
spawn. Meanwhile,
seconds.
you've got a bit of a move being
Trying to
made from
isolate
Yudotan
somebody.
as well, so there's a lot going on in this round. It's like we've swapped positions.
Actually. Still with the guns, though.
30 seconds left.
Cruz's timing could be pretty imperative here as well if he can somehow end up behind Yutatan.
I guess Yuto shouldn't expect it.
No, he's not going to check that line. This is a freebie for Cruz.
Oh,
4 on 5. Plant going down. Full sense. Might be able to swindle something here.
okay, a plan towards
Crystal's spent all
backside.
his util as well. It's all
First
down to Pat
for
and how he's able to
Summit. Big kill.
initiate, but he's down.
This is looking a little grim for GE. How do you get your way back into this one? Crystal hunting for any opening, but nothing
Primi
being
with
found.
another one.
The Sheriffs are doing so much
Bro,
work.
Primi.
Primi is not happy that he didn't win
Wow.
that last round, so he says, I'll take this one instead. And this time it's GE's parade that gets rained on a little bit. That should have been a 4-0 lead.
That is incredible.
It's just such a goofy round, though. Like, that's the thing.
It
I mean,
is.
it's a new map. You know, you've got lots of new angles, lots of things to be aware of. Obviously, it's playing out in an unorthodox way. I think it's pretty understandable that a round can fall apart like that when you're playing a new map in the pool. You're not so familiar with it.
A little, but I also think it's just credit to how Full Sense was able to, play it sneaky beaky. They cleared out all the trips, the little chokehold.
Hey,
that
everybody's
made
one
them a little
shot.
down.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And that's the tricky thing as well, because GE, they have this in their
bro,
pocket.
this angle's
They have
so
their set
hard
plays where they
as
go
the
in for
attackers.
spams down middle. Why are they challenging this? Full Sense, please.
Yeah, they're just sort of saying, well, I guess we think we can shoot you better than you can shoot
No!
us, and that is clearly not true.
Uh-oh.
So
Yeah.
for all the hard work you do in that
Ow.
last round to pull it back, you're just immediately going to gift the round to GE?
How's Frost?
Yeah, do we
feeling
have
in the
do we have like
Twitter?
a Frost reaction clip for that round?
think
Because
we
I'd
need it.
love to see it.
Like, I don't know what the call was. Did they think it was just isolated players peeking around
The
middle?
first one may be a bit unlucky. Obviously, Patman
Yep.
spamming out of a smoke. Fine. Trying to recover it.
I think they just maybe didn't expect that there was more than one player holding multiple angles down middle, but still trying to put their best foot forward. Now they're going to be met with resistance. The spikes down, locations revealed. I'm surprised he didn't go for the save, but we'll see you can actually put something together.
It's a long time to save. 30, 40 seconds. And he will not be able to put anything together. Nice round from Yutatan. 3K in it. Bit too easy, though, for GE, I have to say, at the moment.
This is weird. I mean, stealth mission was successful. They had the economy back in, but look at this. Multiple angles, some elevated. Every single peak that you tried to bring back into that was always at one that was done at a disadvantage. And if you take a look at the economy, not just guns, but ultimates as well, your global are sitting on two pretty big ones. You got the evolution as well as the showstopper. Javi's one away from Cosmic Divide, which can help in a retake scenario, which we already have discussed that GE are pretty damn good at it. Yeah, this timeout's 100% necessary. Where's our coach cam?
All the Full Sense fans in the crowd.
Oh no.
Looking a little bit sad. There's the coach cam.
Just trying to stay locked in as much as possible, but the pressure's building on, man.
Some serious words being said, that is for sure. I mean, look, obviously there's the big storyline and all of that, but Full Sense was a team that last split looked like they could potentially, on a good day, be a title contender.
Yeah.
Fell a little bit short of that, obviously, but had a very good split. Start this split, and it's
They
not
took
looking so
down
clean.
GE going in towards Masters, right? But it was at Masters where things flipped around a little. But apart from that, I think it's just a factor of this being a new map as well. We've only seen GE play it once. I don't think that that's going to be truly enough. You don't know where Autumn's going to be positioned all the time with this operator, although it might be pretty clear that Full Sense should be looking to throw him off of his sight lines.
Scout destroyed.
To Trailblazer, they peek up.
Oh, Primi poised
Abdul.
on this line. You'd think it should be his, and it is.
Advantageous angle. He spots the shoulder first.
Yep. Long line.
There.
No mistake made by Primi, and Full Sense needs something like that just to sort of settle the nerves a little bit.
And then they can recalculate, make their next move.
It is a very aggressive play, though, for Autumn to be making, right? Considering where he's pushing.
Yeah, they're getting confident with the past rounds they've won.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. That GE, they're feeling it. They're feeling confident. You know, if Autumn says, I want to take this peak, they're kind of saying, yeah, go for it. We can afford to maybe take a risk like that. Obviously, it doesn't pay off in this instance, but it has Full Sense thinking going forward that, hey, he might continue to do that.
Absolutely. Even then, Full Sense just played it patient as well. They've dodged a flash from Patman. Now they're going to be bursting into the B side.
Hey, Premier entry on
Those nades
site.
out to try to slow things down, but again, it might be Patman. He dodges the convergent paths nicely. Here's the showstopper for Yudotan. He's having some trouble getting into a position to fire it, so it does go a little wayward, but that provides the space for Harvey and Yudotan in the end to make that swing happen, and it's the rifles that are getting the job done again. GE are just shooting so much harder than Full Sense right now, which is ludicrous to say.
This is the round.
They're playing against Primi. Primi is supposed to be him. He's supposed to be the shooter.
He was him for that one moment. This one, he had an off, so I think, you know, we can't really count on him too much. But this is, I agree with you, Jordan, absolutely a far cry from what we witnessed back on Ascent. And you think about composure, I have to imagine this is something mental as well, right? Why is G shooting that much more comfortably right now? They have every single advantage that was sitting down on that site. Autumn's going for aggressive peaks again. And now it's another eco for Full Sense too. It's just way too much work.
It's really nice to see Autumn's not going to be shying away from that, even despite the fact that he went down early in the last round, wants to keep playing with confidence, and he deserves to today. He's probably the match MVP at the moment.
He's going to have a tinny in the shower after this one. He's he's giving the fans what they want.
I don't know how many people are going to get that. A lot of Australians will, but...
I learned that from Komodo. Thank you, Komodo.
A tinny in the shower.
Oh, boy. Back towards middle. And just thinking about, you know, how the map has gone as well. Like, the pressure is on for Full Sense, and they might do well in the opening portions of the rounds. He got that opening pick.
He's gonna flash.
But you can see, as soon as they
45?
think they have an opening, and they start to go in for it, that's where things start to fall apart for Full Sense as well. They're not entirely sure where to look, what to clear out. They're not playing exactly off of each other. Now this is down to them fishing for trades. Oh,
just forces them forward though. There's nowhere to go. Patman makes it look easy. The grenade corralled them into an easy line. 6-1 for GE.
That is so clean. And this is pretty masterful work as well. You know, full credit to GE for coming into this season just doing, I guess, the utmost amount of prep work on the newest map as well. And now they know that victory is quite likely within their grasp. They just have to play it tight all the way through. Full Sense have yet to put on a second round. They're back towards middle now. They have the full buy. They have several ults to work off of.
Yeah, I think this is an incredibly Chad move from GE to be picking into Summit early on and winning it so cleanly at the moment. I mean, their defense was, again, a talking point obviously on the desk. It was so solid in their last match as well. So they still have to back it up on the attack, but teams are going to be wary now of Summit against GE, I feel, after these first couple of games.
Now they're pushing into B main.
There's ultis going everywhere, by the way, but nothing happening. Full Sense are not having any success on these entries at all. GE is just styling on them. This is a one-team game at the moment.
Cruz was the one with the spike as well. They tried to pull the attention away. They tried to...
They used Convergent Path and Showstopper in that round.
But no
and
one
they didn't
was
get a single kill.
backside.
They got no kill.
Crazy. What? GE pushed all the way in towards B main already.
What am I watching?
Like, look at that again. You have the alt combos going through, but G were already all set up. This was just, I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, I fear, you know, putting Full Sense under the microscope, but that was honestly abysmal. There was no read. Everything that could have gone wrong. That's Murphy's Law right there.
Well, I mean, the crazy thing about this is now no longer a conversation about, oh, who's going to win? Is it going to be GE or Full Sense? I feel the conversation now has to turn to, can Full Sense avoid an embarrassing defeat at the hands of GE? To go down 2-0, and particularly the fashion in which they're going down in this second map, well, that is going to be a pretty big hit to the mental for Full Sense going forward this season.
The rest of their opponents in this group as well, they still have to play with the likes of like Gen G at some point.
Also, it will be a little bit embarrassing for us as a talent team having
No, don't bring that up
all
now.
predicted full sense. But what I will say to the GE fans out there
Oh,
Curse.
is you are welcome. Yep. For the caster curse against full sense.
That was all us.
You are welcome. It was all us. In the end.
Can we say?
Just remember that. Remember that before you start chatting online. Just remember that. We made this happen.
You said GE, made a Chad move playing this map.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
I mean, the roster move may be a little bit wrapped, but you know what?
bro.
I'm
The team
speechless. I've
fighting
got
to
nothing to
mid
say,
and they're
bro.
still
I
winning.
have nothing to say. They're gonna swing 3 players into 1 guy. 2 guys, to be fair. But why? Like Yudotan kills
Not
2
a
before he
single
goes.
A hit.
Like what?
The angle? It's not one that everyone's accustomed to yet.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble. So I will not speak.
Snare destroyed.
Oh boy.
You take the rest of the round, Quack. You take it.
What can I do?
It's all yours. You have it.
What can full sense do? I mean, we're in the same boat right now, man. Smoked off A main. They're afraid of going back middle because all the potential lethal angles that could be played. 50 seconds to go on the clock as well. Autumn's already on an offline. This is done. Or we're done. I don't know. Maybe he walks into B site, gets the spike down.
You are coping. You are coping so hard if you think you can win this
I
round.
mean, that's my job.
Stop giving the full sense fans false hope.
Nah, you're just thinking about what possible
30
moves.
seconds
You
left.
put yourself in Cruz's shoes,
Okay.
and that's something. Instead of going for the plant, he comes back towards site. But now,
Where's
his
he go?
position's revealed. He's maybe trying to toss the gun away so that... No, why would you do that? He's got the rifle. He's going back towards B site. But he needs to...
I need concealment.
Like, I don't know. Do you plant it
10 seconds
for
left.
B main and then you push back towards that spot? He has to play up front, but he's going to get completely overwhelmed.
He's got to try and take an early fight here, but it's just not going to happen. Can't even get out of his own smoke. Harvey has it on lock. It's kind of just like a rotating of door of who wants to get a 3K today for GE. First, it's Patman. Yudotan gets a turn. Now it's Harvey's turn. We saw Autumn on the last map. Crystal's kind of the only one that's not really doing anything. But my bro is 1 and 3. It's 9 rounds in. He's at 1 and 3. He hasn't had to do anything. He's in the backpack. He's just having a good time.
Pat's
He's just
13-2,
chilling.
by the way. Are you all right, Jordan?
I'm
You sound
alright. I'm great.
You
Actually.
sound pretty emotional.
No, I'm actually great. The only thing is, I've got Crystal in my build diff team. Okay, everyone else is getting to have a piece of the pie. Look at this: 13 and 2, 9 and 3, 9 and 2, and Crystal's. I'm not. You know,
He's on a tail.
it's not fair. Why can't my guy do the thing? Let Crystal have a turn.
As Frost once said.
Another mid fight.
Justice for Crystal.
We're gonna have a go again.
No
for full sense.
tempo,
We're trying to put
we're
together
just
an ace
walking
split now.
every
B
single
main has been
round.
An area
Getting
of
another
contest for GE
grueling
several times in a row now,
slow
so we're just gonna
death.
give that one up. You try to approach from a different angle, but well, chokeholds in position. They're gonna have to clear that one out towards side of Blink. Immediate reaction from GE though, and look at Autumn's
We
positioning.
have no B main
He's
control.
just so ready.
Okay, now we can.
I mean, Crystal is here. He might get a turn. That's all I'm saying. But of course, full sense are going to go A. You watch this.
Trailblazer as well. Cruz, okay, back towards a side. Oh, Javi.
Oh, this could be awkward. Patman. Ooh, he's seen him. All right, so the jig is up. Some damage into Harvey's position. In the end, he actually does fall.
Is this
to the
the
picture.
second
First time in a
round?
long time
Oh,
that
1
full sense
HP.
have had an opening pick.
No
He
way.
gets another one on 1 HP. Hold up, this might
Dude,
be
he's
doable.
1
Or maybe it
HP.
might
Pat
not be. Patman
Man.
exists.
Pat
Patman
Man,
doesn't quite get
4K.
this, but he has done so much work to pull this round back.
How does
Full
Patman
sense,
get
They
4?
are trying
That's
to draw blood
crazy.
from a stone. In
Patman
order to
just
win any of
turns
these
up.
rounds. Can maybe Kahlua do it? Of course not. And by the way,
Every
Crystal
single
didn't get
time.
a kill again. It's not
Every
fair.
single meaningful
It's
game.
not fair. He's still 1 and
Stop
3.
it, Jordan.
Can he get points for the defuse? Give me some build diff points for defusers. You know?
He's gonna. No, there's no points for that. But he's gonna have.
He
his-
got 2 assists. That counts.
He's gonna get us all. You're coping. You're coping right now. It's all right, Jordan. We'll get the next one.
Man.
But still, you have to admit, this is another one of those. Full sense brings in their best effort. They work the map. They go in together as a squad. Primi gets a kill on 1 HP. But Pat just comes in illegally, brutally, pummeling every single bone that Full Sense has. They just cannot walk past. They can't get
Bro,
anything
just
done.
make
They
it
haven't
a
gotten
just
the
make it a
spike down or
competitive game.
done much else.
Another kill.
Oh, goes from bad to worse.
Another
There's another opening
TP.
pick for Autumn.
We finally do some
I think at
tempo.
this
We
point
don't
you've just
swing
got to throw
together.
caution to the wind as Full Sense and just send it. Like, you've just got to try anything, because whatever you do right now, it feels like it's doomed. Anything GE touches turns to gold, and I don't need to tell you what anything that Full Sense touches turns to. I think you can figure that out for yourself. Plant going down, though. And a little bit of a lurk here from Cruz. So he actually could get a bit of work done, but spotted by Crystal. Unbelievable!
That's your boy.
How do they always know?
They're just diligent. And mentally as well, you know, they're not under that much pressure. So straight on with a retake, full force against Full Sense, who is doing their darndest, but they can't get a single kill.
It makes me sick. It actually makes me sick how easy this is for GE right now.
You're just a biased caster, man. You're so biased for GE.
Apparently.
10-1, flawless. This is still the first half. And I really have to think, you know, as much as we love and respect Frost and how he was able to bring up the GE roster from nothing, by the way, this is, you know, onto a, well, I guess a bit of a reunion, but onto a new map. It takes quite a bit of time. I don't know, maybe if 1 week was enough to prepare against GE's Summit, which they clearly have been working on quite a bit. You know, putting the theory to practice is a whole different thing. And I believe that's what Full Sense are struggling with right now. Because onto the sites, onto the actual execution, they're not able to bring it through. Primi gets some of it done, but it's still some of these different positions. Pat comes in with that multi-kill hold. Now you have a lot of space towards middle with some of the work that your stars have done, but it's still information that G are working off of. You're trying to apply pressure, go a bit faster.
Chip Boys is already dinged.
Ah, man, can he do it again?
Oh, that's pretty good. Doesn't have to. Salvos will hold it off for now. It's a good bit of delay utility. Cruz is going to go off on an expedition towards the A site.
I think GE knows where Full Sense is.
Yeah.
Would be my gut feeling. That's my suspicion.
Oh, Cruz. They don't know where Cruz is.
That is true.
They're
Although,
considering it.
they are definitely considering it. Autumn as well, by the way, on the line, not missing. And Harvey does know where Cruz is, bro. They know. GE knows everything. They are omnipotent at the moment. They know. They are omnipresent. They know everything.
That is such a good line.
Full Sense
30 seconds left.
just don't feel as though they're in the server right now.
Run to A, run
I mean,
to
they're trying
A.
to play the long
Run
game.
to A, run
Long
to
con
A.
with Cruz on lurks, but Javi's already spotted that, recognized that. These two teams with that much history against each other. 10 seconds on the clock. It's a
10
base
seconds left.
race onto the A site, but they're still so afraid. They have to cut some corners just to get the spike down. I don't think there's time.
No
Get to the
time
top.
either.
You're out of time.
How?
Oh my God.
They lost a round to an empty site. They lost a round to an empty site.
Why
Quack.
didn't we
It's 11 to
run?
1.
They lost to time.
Speechless. Pat is in 17.
What a horrible way to lose a 2-0.
You're speechless. What do I have to say?
I need to see the
50
chat.
seconds here in the half time to try to collect ourselves, and that's all that Full Sense have got as well. I mean, this was not the outing that they were predicting to start the week.
Definitely not. I don't know if this was anything anyone was expecting as well, but
GE fans are happy.
well done. Yeah. We're welcome. Our producer's trolling you, by the way. Take a look.
Only Mika picked Patman, apparently. Which is crazy, because I'm pretty sure she didn't pick Patman last week.
Oh, boy. But full credit to them. I mean, they're playing this map well.
The Full Sense fans are in tears, literal tears.
They've been doing pretty good on the social side of things, farming things up as well. I saw the little Avengers nod. I think they painted Frost as Dr. Doom.
It's more like Dr. Doomed at this point. Really.
Yeah. That's a nice one.
GE fans again, pretty happy. Look, I think you've just got to take it as it comes in this second half. Maybe, probably
go your way. I think it's looking pretty over for Full Sense. They would need the most insane of all comebacks to still win this series. But
On the defense,
try to rebuild, try to put it together for next week.
Frost is about to explode.
Now, the question I actually have is, does Full Sense have 2 games this week?
Yes.
Let me have a quick look.
Yeah,
I
While
don't
you
think
do
so.
that-
I don't think so.
probably.
Which is probably a good thing.
They need the time off.
Yeah, they got 2 next week.
And look at how confident G are right now, just clearing everything, pre-firing a lot of positions as well towards middle through the smokes.
Okay, surely they can get a pistol crack.
This is very forward though. They do have a lot of trips and smokes to play around. So it depends on how well G knows the map to clear, pre-fire the corners.
Drone's going to go forward. Don't think it's spotted.
Oh, he got
Cruz, but he is
tagged.
going to be attempted to be cleared. At
Oh.
least Sephiroth chiming in with a couple
This
of
is
headshots
big.
will
He has to
help him
live.
out. Keeps
He has to
Cruz
live or
alive
get
for
one.
long enough to find the one. But still, GE are fighting their way back into this A site. They get
They throw
themselves
this.
the 2-3, which will allow them a plant. You've got Patman alive.
Someone's
He's
going.
obviously
Someone's going
popping
home.
off, and Crystal there to play the support role. So let's see what maybe Patman and Crystal can put together here. They have been a little spotted on that cross.
Okay.
Patman's just got to go and shoot someone. That's
Spike
really all it is.
planted.
You just got to win this round with firepower alone, and he is in the form to do it. Doors going to be closed. Patman happy to just hold on that line, slow things down. Now Crystal making his move. Patman can't hold on for 2, but Crystal, this is his time to step up. Hasn't had to do much
1v3
throughout this
with the
game. It's
fucking
going to be a nail in the
nuclear.
coffin for Full Sense, but just not given the space to get it done. So Full Sense at least give themselves a small window of opportunity to work within this second half.
I'm sorry, Jordan. I know you really wanted Crystal to do something there. But now that aside, for sure, not too bad for Full Sense. Immediately with Sephiroth being able to take down 2, Cruz hiding into the corners. And with the final 3 as well, playing it tight, safe as much as possible, just to put 1 round on the board. Definitely almost a scenario where Pat, if he had taken down Primi, had taken down Jit Boys, that could have been different rounds.
Hey, that
We go again.
One more thing.
This time a full pistol train to do some work towards the B site.
Okay, but what if GE just wins this round? Like,
No.
that would kind of be fitting for the way this game has played out.
GE win this round.
Flash around the corner,
Oh.
Patman starts it well, oh
No
no.
way.
Oh dear, oh no. This is not the timeline, surely, Full Sense. Primi pulls
They're
one back,
rushing aggro.
but you've still got to get past a
Oh.
few, and thank God for Primi and Cruz. But still, Crystal alive.
A rewrap, it's a plan for a
Going
backside.
for the long flank, it's something a little bit tricky,
They
something a
know.
little different.
Do they hold?
Doesn't matter if he gets his timing right, if he
Yeah.
waits patiently, which he
Ooh.
doesn't, so... There was something cooking there for
Wow.
Crystal, but
Yeah.
this time Full Sense get by. A little bit too close for comfort, though.
Yep. I mean, that would have been the right play for Crystal, pick up a weapon, do something, but Primi Cruz, either way though, still not the cleanest of rounds. This was meant to be your anti-eco, bring some rounds over for the bonus. With that possibility gone, this is very likely going to be a 12-2. I don't know how much you can get done with just a Bulldog. Was it Outlaw or Marshall? There was this big of a viewing
Whoa.
party in Thailand. I had no idea.
That is crazy. And by the way, what a rough day for it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's impressive, though. Shout out Full Sense one
It's
time.
a forced buy. Full Sense need it.
Bonus round, in theory.
Just a myriad
Wow.
of the same trips and smokes around B main to start things off.
GE are more than happy to operate on a contact play style towards this side.
I know they have
Hey,
better
Cruz
firepower.
lives, get some
Throws
info.
given, flashes getting tossed out,
Maybe
nades
get
as
some
well,
spam.
but no
Some
commitment.
spam,
It's just
some
an attempt to
damage.
draw out some counter util.
Jit Boys
But Jit Boys might get time.
is a pretty far forward position. It's risky.
Harvey's got to turn around. Oh, awkward for Jit Boys,
Oh,
but he
big
does
kill.
wrangle it back. Still 10 HP. He's not getting out of there alive.
It's
Jit
info at
Boys
least for Full Sense.
overheating.
They're immediately scrambling to try to figure out where GE are headed
Take
to, but
space.
the Seekers keeps them invested on the B site. It's just Kilwani.
Yeah, flash goes around the corner there. Drone not going to do too much. So just going to try and pop some delaying util, but Yudatan's already out in front of it. And once again, GE have got full senses number. They have the site, they have the player advantage, and they have the space as well. Patman forward will catch Primi in the side of the head. There is nothing to be done. A 2v4, Dog's going to go in, spots both Sephiroth and Cruz, flash around the corner. Patman can't get it done alone, but you can tell GE, they just want to be on the front foot. There's a 1-for-1. They don't want to throw this away, but Cruz has no HP. It is almost done. GE up to 12.
Blood's in the water. The sharks are circling all around. I don't know what else could be done. Not too bad on the initial hold. Shitboys manages to find his one, but as soon as those Seekers were called in, like, Kilo is just not able to do much else. He tries to delay, but even past that, and you can kind of see why this Sky was brought in instead of the Gecko as well. Plays off the Trailblazer and the Flash immediately.
Yeah, and you can really see why Platoon's been playing it down, because this game has been a nothing for GE, but for Full Sense, who knows? Let's hear from GE as they try to close this game out.
Okay.
Okay, let me drone A right now.
Wait, please, just wait.
I think better B, Sava. You don't B, Sava.
Okay, Kill, I leave you.
That's fine.
We B split, right? Just
I watch Link first. Can we double swing this first, Young One?
Kill, go with him, kill, go with him.
Okay, with him?
Yeah, go B.
And Patman calling God rounds. Just called a B split.
Oh shit, we B split, motherfucker!
Yeah, go mid kill with him.
Oh, what?
Yeah, with him.
Okay.
Actually, I go with them as well, Sava. You just drone here alone, okay?
They know, boys. I need to fight this guy.
Okay.
Let Pat swing.
Still very much in control of things, just
Well, we cut the
trying to right some
comms.
wrongs, play it safe. Full Sense though. Okay, at least they clear out A main, but
B solo hold for Full Sense, even if it is a Cypher. I don't think Sephiroth's going to get too much done here. He's actually just going to play for the retake and allow GE out onto the site. Rotation coming through for Full Sense, but it is a meandering rotate at best.
BF to Holy.
Cosmic Divide to go down, cutting the site in half. And again, Patman at 23 and 6, improving upon that scoreline. Does fall to Primi, but a 1-for-1 is fine as far as GE are concerned for the moment. Autumn causing a bit of trouble for Primi, tags him down low. Harvey's on the off angle there as well. Crystal chiming in. This is it for GE. There is absolutely nothing in the day today for Full Sense. Sephiroth cannot get it done. 13-3, the game is over, and they say that revenge is a dish best served cold. But today, the frost is not cold enough. GE take the grudge match.
just absolutely melted. 13-3 as the final scoreline on the last map. Full Sense looked fully out of sorts. Ascent was not too bad. It in fact looked kind of even in the first half, but things all started to fall apart and crumble. I just don't see this happening too much. I mean, Primi's still putting some numbers up, but they're just not able to hold the map whatsoever. Every single fight they take towards middle, every single hole they tried to have on any round, trying to push in towards A site. G has definitely done their work on Summit, and you have to admit, it pays off.
Yeah, very impressive performance from GE today. I mean, there was so much conversation around this match. This was supposed to be a Giga Ultra banger, you know? But to GE, it could have been a postcard.
It feels like they sent one just to say to Full Sense, hey, we're moving forward. What about you guys? I mean, Autumn is just